Okay, record this computer. All right, it's recorded now. So, welcome back to El Gallinero. We're gonna be doing this podcast now, me and Scotty, and this is kind of like our first run. How's it going, Scotty?
It's going well. It's a beautiful day here in Milwaukee. Doing a little traveling right now. Getting back in the gift up tomorrow, so everything's going good.
That's awesome. Man, I was watching the semifinals. So did it happen? So Motown beat Tulsa, right?
Yeah, it was like an 88th minute goal, like super late. Tulsa had a great year overall. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
And it just happened that Motown got the best of them. The last few minutes of the game, and congrats to both. It's a huge accomplishment to get as far as they did. And yeah, good games overall. I mean, it just the quality south is insane. Just how much from every team that we've seen so far. So
yeah, because Tulsa they always put up a good team out there, man. I think they have that UCO. They get a lot of players from that Tulsa University.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, when we played them a few years back, they had like 7 players that were over 6 feet tall and strong. Like it's rare. Like I look at Tristan and Robbie from our team, and those players are rare to be talented and that big and know how to use your body. It's rare, and Tulsa has a lot of those. I mean, at least whenever we played them, they did. So
yeah,
tough beat for sure.
All credit to Sonny, former Milwaukee Wave player. He's no stranger to the game. Obviously, as a professional, he knows how to run, an organization, and they're only going to get better with time. Organizational wise and on the field wise, they just keep growing.
So, I honestly, after the defeat with the team, I really haven't been following much. I mean, just what I see on Twitter and Instagram, right? But I mean, you kind of watch the matches just to see where everybody's at, whenever your team is playing. But as far as now, I really have not. So,
move this man.
Motown goes to the semifinals, or is it already in the finals?
They're in the final.
Okay.
The other team, the name escapes me. They're out of California, or the West Coast. They had just beat Muskegon 3-0, which I was kind of shocked by that, just because Muskegon was a powerhouse going in. I mean, with Tox, local Milwaukee kid scoring an average of 3 or 4 goals a game. I thought they had a chance to go far. But all credit to the 2 teams that made it to the final. It's going to be a good final, and I'm definitely excited to watch it.
Yeah. So when is the final?
August 6th, I believe, coming up here this weekend.
Okay. Yeah. We'll go somewhere and watch it, definitely. That'll be cool. Yeah. So basically, guys, me and Scotty are going to be taking over the podcast. We're going to try to film every other week, right? During the off season, during the season, or like maybe the World Cup, we can do once a week and talk about the World Cup, talk about the differences, like stuff like this, our opinion on professional soccer, women's soccer. We're gonna, obviously focus on minor league soccer from USL, USL2, USL Championship, NPSL, UPSL, and stuff like that. We're gonna talk Europe, Plymouth, England, because our boy is a huge fan. Ben's where he came from, so we're gonna try to focus on like we were before, but just be more active. And me and Scotty will kind of take over on this. We'll try to do player interviews, try to bring people in. This is kind of like a what would you call it, Scotty, introduction again?
Yeah, so basically, the players that we had this year, we were very happy with. I think, not only playing abilities, but just personality wise. You connect with the guys on a personal level, and we want to see them do well in college. So I think, quite a few interviews over the season just to check in with them, see how they're doing, see how their experiences with Irving over the summer, prepared them for their college season. That's what we're college. If you think about it, college baseball league. It's a development league, so you're not just sitting at home doing nothing during the summer. We provide a place to play, and we want to check in with those players and see how their experiences were. So
yeah. Speaking of that, we to our congratulations to Joe and Robbie on the conference team selections. That was huge.
Yeah, I mean, Joe and Robbie were two of our best players this year. I honestly thought Cody should have been on that list as well.
Yes.
The kid had an amazing year. Great head on his shoulders, always leading the team, and it's a shame that other teams in the league didn't see this.
Yeah.
And you see what you see. Maybe Cody's downfall is talking to the referee a little bit too much. We've had conversations with him about that, but you got to love his passion for it. But I think Cody was, deserving enough of a spot. And I just think, he deserved it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was he's a phenomenal goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But are they, do you think they rate these people based on just the votes from the public, or they actually watch film? Because if you're like a really popular player, and because I mean, let's be completely honest, Danny, number 14 from our team, no, number 10 from our team. I mean, he should have been, player of the season. I mean, of the entire NPSL, of the year. Which he's actually going to Tormenta right? He's going to Tormenta with is that finalized or not?
It hasn't been finalized yet. He does have some interest in some USL championship teams. We can say that some professional teams are interested in him right now. But I haven't heard of anything signed on the dotted line. But he definitely is going to be moving up to the next level, and which he should, because he was obviously one of our best players. Honestly, no disrespecting any player who got on it, but a lot of these, could be popularity contests too.
I think so. I really, really believe that. I mean, it's kind of, you can't control that, but that player not being nominated, that was huge, to me. And then you got a few players in there that if you go back and look at film, they're really not supposed to. I'm not going to mention names, but they're not supposed to be there, So I guess it is a popularity contest. I don't agree with it. I don't like the way the voting system works. I think it should be, if you're going to make something like that, you should assign somebody to look at film that knows the game, and and like a committee maybe, and make it legit, where it means more than just blasting it on your social media, because some of these players have a lot of followers, a lot. I mean, you got some that has 5, 6, 7,000 followers. They blast it on social media. Next thing they know, they really didn't give 110% and all their effort, and they get on player of the season or whatever. Which I don't know. That's my take on that.
It's something we can definitely discuss with the league. I think, sure, have the fan vote, but then also have a committee vote, and I think that'll go a long way. But that's that's for discussion for the managers or owners meetings. So
yeah. So as far as the season, what was your thoughts on the whole season at this level? How did it end, and what do you think as a manager of the club? Like, are you proud of everything that was done, or aside of like the financials and marketing and all that? I'm talking just on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, the way you go out there, the way we went out, it was honestly a coin flip. It's like penalties, as they say, when you go to penalties, the end result is actually a tie, so we actually, let's say we tied, Laredo that game. And then, we lost it in penalties. All credit to them. Their keeper was outstanding. He made saves when he had to. But to go out like that was tough. But on the field, I thought we were one of the best teams in the conference, maybe one of the best teams in the nation, honestly. I thought we were feared. We definitely were gelling at the right time. So overall, I was happy, on the field play. Off the field, we accomplished a lot that we wanted to. Is there always room for improvement? Absolutely. We can always push ourselves to go above and beyond of, what we need. But, being my first year overall, I thought it was good, always strive to do more. But based on, our last attendance, I thought it was great. Got a good crowd, spread the word out. We did a lot of work that day. So overall, I was happy with everything.
Definitely.
So, but you always should strive for more. Like, would I love to have 5,000 people in the stadium? Absolutely. Would I love to have 12,000? Of course, but it's baby steps. You keep, build your foundation, and then you keep building on that, and then everything will work itself out. If you just keep building momentum and you don't stop. And I think that's kind of what we're doing, this off season. We're definitely, we all took kind of like a week or two off just to reset, recharge. And now we're back in the office, and it's go time now. Just be more prepared for next year. And I think the fans will see that we're going to be well prepared for next season. So.
Yeah. I mean, I thought we had an amazing season, second year in the NPSL, and you're making it to playoffs. You're playing the top seed, and you give them a game, take them all the way to playoffs. I mean, Loretto, they've been around for a long time. A long time.
I mean, we were a crossbar away from advancing. Honestly, Robbie hits that set piece out 18. If he doesn't hit the corner, it's a different game then. It's 1-0 at that point, a couple different questionable calls. You never want to blame the referee for a situation, but 1 or 2 calls, it's a different game then. So
yeah, definitely. Great guys, great group of guys for sure. I mean, a lot of emotions at the end of the game, but I thought the chemistry was on point, and that's the number one thing. I think in order to make it to like a championship level team, chemistry has to be there. Doesn't matter how great of players you have, if they're not happy for each other, they're not connecting, then it's really not going to get anyone.
So we asked the players, it's like, how do you guys felt like the chemistry was this year? And they said night and day. Like, everything was so much better this year. We really stood, the credit to the coaches. They stood, to their, rules and expectations, where if you didn't make a training session, you didn't play that week. And we walked into Coyotes with 14 players and walked out with a 4-0 win. That just, it's great.
That's huge.
And
that was huge.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was worried a little bit that day. I was like, what are we doing? Like, but I mean, we have the quality of players, and we pulled guys up who who worked hard in training, and they came in, they did a phenomenal job, like Hayes and Ethan. And you look at those players, and they didn't get a lot of minutes at the beginning of the year, but I mean, Hayes, last game of the year, scores 2 goals, his first 2 NPSL goals. That kid's going to be something special.
He's going to be, he's going to be great. He's going to be great, man.
Like every year you're going to lose players, right? Like, but it's like the young players that you bring in, the quality that the coach has brought in, man. Like,
yeah.
I can't say enough about it. There's going to be some quality kids coming up through the program.
And then you have a lot of guys that are talented, and that they're gonna get better, and they have this, like, they have these things like for example, I think Nick, all he's missing is to be a little more aggressive with his body. And man, he's gonna be great because he's got the passion, technical, but he's getting better every time he plays. He's getting better, and playing with better players, you eventually get better. which I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying he's a great player, but he'll keep improving. And as soon as he get good at using his body, like you see how Enzo uses his body against other players, and I'm like, man, he knows exactly how to use his body against other people, right? So that's awesome.
So fun story about Nick is we actually we had a tryout at the beginning of the season. We didn't know what we were expecting, player wise, and we brought Nick in. He came to the tryout, and right away we saw him. Good size, good ability, and he was known, by a few other players, and they said, yeah, the kid put in the work this summer. He got in shape, got fit, and he was one of the players that stood out at the tryout and. Didn't get a lot of minutes, wasn't on the game day roster for the first few games, but put in the work, brought him up, got in the starting lineup against Coyotes, scores a goal in his first start, and then he was a consistent player coming off the bench, as the season went on. The only game he missed was against Coyotes, a little bit of suspension there, but I think he's learned from that mistake, and I think he's going to be, a good player for years to come.
Definitely. I'm very happy with the season. It's just a matter of keep going. I mean, it's just at this point, I think we have such great staff that I can just kind of go with the flow, and just continue to adjust so we can keep growing. But I think we're good. Just keep putting that championship team on the field, and so we can eventually hit it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, and I think kind of transition to something like that. One of the things we're definitely looking forward to this year is we want to start bringing in some interns. So we're reaching out to the colleges and just reaching out to them and bringing some interns. Basically anything from like social media to video production. And just be able to teach some of the stuff that we've learned, throughout the years, and be able to teach these interns. And I think it'll be beneficial for everyone. And I mean, interns are the way to go when you need help. And we're excited to introduce that program, which we'll be announcing pretty soon. We've got a whole list of ideas and basically what we're looking for, and we'll send that info out soon. So if you're a college student and you want to be involved in the sports world, definitely reach out to us.
Yeah, and we'll make this a little more entertaining. This is the first one, and we've so honestly, we had the podcast, the Gallinero. If you guys watched the show, the first 7-8 episodes we were filming at my old house, and it was entertaining, but yeah, it was really, really hard to get everybody in the room. It was so complicated because, people got families, they got, different schedules. So then we move it to the store so we can actually have a place to kind of like, it was closer for everybody. And we were going to make it a nicer setting so we can do, more in-depth interviews. And it's just like I said, it's just very hard for us to get together. So we're going to continue to do this podcast, but we're going to just film them like this. But we'll we'll do something fun. We'll bring in good people, good interviews. We'll reach out to more players and talk about all the, lower divisions. We'll make sure that we'll keep this entertaining. And we'll get a better setting going. This is just the first, episode of Just Assume, how we're going to do it from now on. And can you tell us a little more of what we got going on for the future, Scotty?
Yeah. So basically, behind the scenes, we're in the work to get things rolling for the season. Like Eddie said, we're going to have some interviews in place for this. Different events throughout the year, that we have planned, just to keep everyone involved, engaged. To not let that fire and that passion for Irving FC kind of die down in the winter. I think that's the issue that a lot of teams have is, you get your full steam ahead during the season. And then when it's the off season, it's like, okay, what do we do? But based on what I've seen from other organizations and studied, it's we got a lot of stuff in the works to just keep you guys engaged, always learning more information, And it's just not going to be Irving FC. You know, we've got a few contacts in the world where we can reach out to, you know, maybe interviewing the commissioner of the NPSL, you know, bringing in information like that. Maybe the head of officials. I know that, you know, the first person everyone blames is a referee, but I would love to sit down and talk to a referee, you know, just get how they feel about a game day, you know, everything that goes on, just so that we can keep everyone knowledgeable. But behind the scenes, yeah, we're just working on sponsorships and growing the brand and, you know, season passes, get those sold, and working on filling up Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium next year, because it'd be great, you know, average 100 a game, you know, let's even build on that. Let's see if we can double or triple that. And that's our goal. You know, we've got a lot of work to do, and we're excited to get going.
Awesome. All right, yeah, let's so that's for the future, guys. This is it for today. I'm gonna keep drinking on Sunday, keep watching some soccer, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys for tuning in again. Oh, you send us off.
Oh, yeah, thank you guys for joining in, El Gallinero. Did I say that right? My a little rusty.
You got it.
Better. All right, good.
All right.
So we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, and we'll have stay tuned on all social media platforms. You know, we'll keep interesting content there. David does a great job with that, and we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks then.
All right, good deal. Later, guys.